Okay, so let's get started with our full face. After washing my face with Ambi and moisturizing with the Ambi Even and Clear moisturizer, I am going to apply my L'Oreal Paris Studio Secrets Magic Perfecting Base. And what this does is it kind of smooth, not kind of, but it does actually smooth out the face and kind of refine the pores, cover them up, make them minimal, very minimal for me. And it also keeps my face matte and allows for my foundation, if I'm using powder or fluid, to go on much smoothly. It even works when I do my eyebrows. Like I put it over my eyebrows and it does pretty good holding my eyebrows. I do not put it on my lid, but I do put it everywhere else. Sometimes I take a cotton swab and dab in my ears because my ears are red and very shiny. And after I do that, kind of go back, just make sure I haven't missed anything. And I use Milk of Magnesia over top of this in my T-zone because I have really oily skin, and the type of work that I'm in, the environment is usually very warm. So I found that after doing some research on YouTube and actually trying it myself, it actually does help keep my T-zone matte. And I mean, I sweat, I perspire and all, but it's not evident in breaking up my makeup in my T-zone. So what I do is just dab it on with my fingers. And it doesn't matter what kind of Milk of Magnesia. I know I've seen on YouTube that it has to be Philips, or it has to be a certain brand, or it has to be this. It doesn't. Milk of Magnesia is Milk of Magnesia wherever you get it. And I usually go over an area with the larger pores because it actually helps keeping my makeup in place. And matte. I know, check out my faces, right? Yeah. I also tend to crease the smile lines, they call them. So I usually take a little and dab around there. And it dries very fast. And over top of the Studio Magic Perfecting Base, I think it does really well. I haven't used it with any other base or primer. And then I take what I'm using is the Eco Tools large fluffy powder brush, and I'm just gonna go over my face because sometimes when it dries and you use too much, it tends to be a little white. But this is not, so I'll just go over it, make sure it's dry, put the Milk of Magnesia away, and begin my foundation routine. What I'm using today is Bare Essentials, Bare Minerals matte powder foundation, and my color is golden tan. And I'm going to use that same Eco Tools powder brush. Have some foundation in the lid. Swirl. Tap some more. Tap of excess in the lid. And I always begin mine. That's just my preference with my lower face. I try to leave my nose for last because I don't want the nose to be cakey because I wear glasses, and you know when you wear glasses and you wear makeup, you get the little glasses indents, and then you have to smudge it and dab it every time you take off your glasses. So I'm working on perfecting that outside of getting contacts. And I'm just going to apply. I like this brush. It's very full, it's dense, and it's very soft. I like the whole Eco Tools line. The ones that I have, I love to death. I use them regularly. And always blend down. Even if you're going to contour under the chin, you want to make sure your neck, chin, everything is even. So now I'm going to do my forehead. And blend it into my hairline. And if you notice, I've neglected to do my ears. And most people do their eyelids, which I do not because I use a primer or base on my eyelids whenever I do eyeshadow, which is all the time, whether it's a neutral or ColourPop or smoky. I don't put foundation on my eyelids. Not much, even if, if it just sweeps across, that's fine, but I'm just not into putting it on my eyelids, even though it can be a very good base. Now, I've neglected to do my ears because I like to do them with a concealer brush. And this one is Bare Essentials. It's probably backwards, upside down. And their concealer brush. And what I do is I take my leftover product, dab a little on there. I'll still swirl it sometimes depending on how much product is left. And I just go in and do my ears. Like I said before, my ears are always really shiny and they're usually always red. I'm kind of fair skinned, so it doesn't matter cold, hot, how much I don't touch them, how much I do touch them, they are usually always red. So I just go out and put a little foundation on. I just dropped my little Cornell brush. Okay. Now after that is when I begin my eyebrows. And doing my eyebrows, I use, doesn't have the name on it, but this is Ardell's brow powder in taupe. I use MAC Studio Finish concealer in NC42 just under my brow, and the brushes I use are, for the actual brow, a Eco Tools angle brush from the Alicia Silverstone collection. And for my concealer under the brow, I use a Low Cornell angle brush. And it is called the 2124 Angle Shader from Low Cornell. So I'm going to push everything back a little bit. And I'm going to do my brow. So what I do is just dab the brush into the powder. And I kind of line the lower first. And as you can see, my eyebrows are tattooed on. And it's probably been about 6 or 7 years since the first tattooing. I've had them touched up quite a few times after that, but being in the state that I'm in, it's not legal to tattoo above the neck, so I have yet to get them touched up again. So I define them with brow powder and an angle brush. I'm probably going to dip away so I get a little closer to my makeup mirror. The actual application of the brow definition does not have to be exact. Mine is never exact because I wear glasses, so without glasses it is never perfect. But I will show you an easy way to correct misshapen brows. And for the most part, I am dabbing and sweeping very lightly. Sorry. As long as the outer corner looks pretty good, you can always create a deeper arch, which you'll see me do. And sometimes I take my little spoolie and blend out that right there because I have no hair. It's straight up tattoo. So I'm going to do the other brow, and I will be right back. Well, actually I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to let this ride out and edit it when I see fit. Again, just going to tap off the excess and line the lower. Section of the brow and create your basic stencil for your arch because it can always be improved. And then I'm going to fill in, and usually I just kind of smudge up and tap. Need to be a little closer. My eyesight is shot, y'all. And I'm just going to add a little bit more color. We put a little bit more of the brown, the taupe. And see what we're working with here.